Maine. Democrat Graham Platner will find out if voters are willing to disregard his checkered past, which includes allegations of abuse from ex-girlfriends and a Nazi death camp tattoo. And in South Carolina, Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace is running for governor against Trump-backed Pamela Evette. Joining me now, Congresswoman and candidate for governor of South Carolina, Nancy Mace. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. So before we get to your race, I want to ask you about Graham Platner in Maine. What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, we'll see. I mean, what the left and what Democrats are doing to defend this guy. If you believe the New York Times and the ex-girlfriend who stated that he held her arm behind her back, I imagine she was 1 second away from being raped or murdered. The allegations of him going off about rape fantasies and his desire to rape people. This is what it comes down to in an election. The same group of people that were, all about Epstein are defending this guy who's got a very checkered past. I think you're putting it nicely. And it's about politics. And Democrats don't own women and kids. That is no longer their issue. We are the party of morality. We are the party of I think, values and faith, and we protect women and children in the Republican Party. And here we have the left defending this guy with his checkered past. It's jaw-dropping, I think. Yeah. And I hope he doesn't win. I hope he has no chance at winning, because I personally, Katie, I'm trying to get predators out of Congress, not get them back into Congress.
Right,
I've seen what happens when I see what happens when good people stay quiet, and I've seen when they don't, and I'm going to choose the latter every single time.
Well, this guy spent plenty of time in D.C., and we saw what he did while he was here, so we'll see if he comes back. But I want to get to your race in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Your Republican primary opponent, Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evette, was, of course, endorsed by President Trump. You issued a statement saying you, quote, put the likelihood of an endorsement on the line when I demanded transparency on the Epstein files. If this is the price of an endorsement, I will never pay it. Your opponent was on our show last week, and this is what she had to say. Take a listen.
Yeah.
President Trump knows all of my opponents in this race, and it was very clear that they weren't with him when I was. I had opponents in this race that said he shouldn't be the leader of our party. I've had opponents in this race that have endorsed Nikki Haley. I have other opponents in this race that gave large sums of money, being big donors to Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis. And I had an opponent who just simply was hiding under the bed and would not come out and help with the president's re-election.
So, Congresswoman, President Trump had a tele-rally with Senator Lindsey Graham and the Lieutenant Governor as well. So just what is your response to what she said? And have you spoken to her since President Trump's endorsement?
Well, it's not truthful. I mean, she's got AI, like fake AI videos out, which should be illegal, putting me in places I've never been before, doing things I've never done before. But the fact of the matter is, I'm the only candidate that's running for governor that actually worked for the president. I was on his campaign team when he ran in 2015 through 2016. Proud of that work. I have a great relationship with President Trump. And so I'm working very, very hard. And I think that people are going to be surprised at what happens tomorrow night. I don't put up with lies from any candidate. And we've been calling her out on that. She won't debate me. And if she and I are in the runoff tomorrow night, big if, will she debate me in the runoff? And I just, it's interesting to see, the lies that have been told and the fact that she won't debate me. I think there'll be a lot of surprises tomorrow night. I'm working very hard. I had my own teletown hall tonight. We called over 100,000 voters. We are cautiously optimistic. No one's going to work harder for South Carolina than this South Carolina girl here tonight.
Why do you think President Trump did not give you his endorsement?
Well, you read my statement. I think that was part of it, my vote to release the Epstein files. And I knew what was on the line when I did that. And I'm a survivor, Katie. I've been advocating for women and children for a very long time, and I'm not going to stop doing that ever, no matter the consequences. I still respect Donald Trump. I think he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest presidents in American history. I think he got this one wrong. I think he got bad advice, and the voters will get to decide tomorrow.
Yes, they will, and we will be watching Congresswoman and South Carolina gubernatorial candidate Nancy Mace. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.